to my channel, Among Stouts. My name is Samantha, and if you are new here, I am a new homeschooling mom of 4 kids. And in today's video, I wanted to share with you guys and look inside of the Gather Round Homeschool U.S. government unit. We haven't started doing this unit yet, but I do have intentions on adding this in here in the next couple of weeks while we are also doing the North America unit. I haven't quite figured out exactly where we are going to fit it in. So that's why I wanted to wait a while so that we could get in a groove. We actually just started our homeschool year on August 24th. So currently today is Wednesday and day 3 of our homeschool year. So as we get into the group, we'll figure out where it fits. But without further ado, I want to first talk about the reading materials that I have picked up for my kids and I to read throughout this unit. Okay, so some of these my older kids are going to be able to read on their own. Some of them I will read with my 6-year-old, and then a couple of them we will read all together during our morning time or something like that. So the first book that I picked up, and I actually got all of these books from Amazon, and I will do my best to link all of them in the description so that you can go and find these books for yourself. So the first book that I got is L is for Liberty, and this is L is for Liberty, the Statue of Liberty with her torch held high. She is one of America's best loved landmarks. Now young children can learn all about Lady Liberty and why she is important to our country. Next, I got F is for Flag. The American flag fills us with hope and pride. Our flag reminds us that we are strong, we are united, we are Americans. This book gently explains to young children how our flag brings together everyone in America in good times and in bad times. And then I got A is for America. Children will love learning about and celebrating our great country in this rhyming alphabet book filled with fun facts about America's history. And then I got a little board book that I could read with my toddler so that he can feel included, and I can also read this to my 6-year-old and just have something that I'm reading to the 2 of them. And it is, What is America? Is America just about red, white, and blue, the pledge, and the 4th of July? No, it's about so much more than that. This little board book helps children understand that America is a land of freedom and democracy where dreams can come true. And so I love how patriotic a lot of these books are and how it's going to help me explain a lot of these things about our country on my 6-year-old's level, because some of these other books, as you see, will be way above her level, even probably some of the information from the Gather Round Homeschool unit. So those books really make it to where it's brought down to her level and much easier for her to understand. And so the next book that I have, I actually just recently got this from Target, and it's Presidents of the United States. And so we do go over some of the presidents in the unit, but also for classical conversations, we are doing U.S. history, and so that's going to come in handy with more than just this unit. And then the next book that I got is Apple Pie 4th of July, and this is, we're in Apple Pie America, and my parents are cooking chow mein. They just don't get it. No one will buy egg rolls. No one will come for noodles. No one wants sweet and sour pork. Americans do not eat Chinese food on 4th of July, right? So I think this is a way to bring in a minority character and how another culture celebrates and does things in America for 4th of July, or at least learn something. I haven't actually read it yet. And so the next one is, what is the U.S. Constitution? And so, I mean, you just look at the back there. So you can just look at the back there to get an idea of what it's all about. And then next I got the Bill of Rights, Protecting Our Freedom Then and Now. And this is the book. When the U.S. Constitution was first written, many of the freedoms we now take for granted were not yet guaranteed. Nowhere did the Nowhere did the Constitution say anything about freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, or protection from unreasonable searches and seizures, to name just a few of them. Many Americans feared that the government might someday take away these rights, just as the British had done when the American states were still colonies. That was when the people added 10 new amendments to the Constitution, clearly guaranteeing many basic rights to all citizens. Those first 10 amendments are called the Bill of Rights. The author describes each of these rights in the process. He points out many fascinating facts that are part of America's history. Here's the book that would be valued by teachers and enjoyed by students. So that's that book. And then I got Give Me Liberty, the story of the Declaration of Independence. And then this one just has reviews on the back, but it is just all about components of the Declaration of Independence. And so I haven't really taken a deep dive into this book. And so at the back of this book, it also includes like a little copy of the writing of the Declaration of Independence and it being signed. And then over here is like the printed version so that it's more legible to read of what all the Declaration of Independence says. So that's really cool. And then I got How Our Government Works for You When You Grow Up to Vote by Eleanor Roosevelt. And so there's that. And it says, someday, perhaps in 10 or 12 years, you are going to vote. You will help choose men and women to govern the country. But to vote well, you will need to know about a great many things, interesting things. So I'm really excited to read this. And then I bought this, Ready to Read, The Wonders of America. And it includes, the Grand Canyon, Niagara Falls, the Rocky Mountains, Mount Rushmore, the Statue of Liberty, and Yellowstone. So that is what is all included in this box set here. And we might not get through all of these books, but they are available, particularly these and this, but they're available for my kids to check out, especially because geography is another part of Classical Conversations this year. So I figured it'll be good to have this on hand, mostly for that, but it'll also pair well with doing the North America unit and our U.S. government unit. So now that I have shared with you the readers that we are going to have, I'm going to flip the camera around and show you guys a look inside of the Teacher's Guide. So here is the U.S. Government Teacher's Guide from Gather Round Homeschool, and I mentioned in one of my videos previously, but I just printed and bound this at home, and I have a video all about that I can link here in the cards and also in the description. So let's just get to looking. Okay, so this is actually going to be our first mini unit that we are going to be completing with Gather Round Homeschool. So up here at the top, it will tell you in your teacher's guide how to add in a mini unit. And then again, it goes over the different levels. And so here's just information. And so here on this page, this just tells you what you can expect all of your kids' work pages to look like. And then just more information about what you'll need and what to expect. And so here is the reading list. Now you don't have to follow these. These are just recommended books if you wanted to pair some of these with the unit. And for each Gather Round Homeschool unit, I actually go through these book lists. And then my kids and I decide which books, after looking at them on Amazon, we decide which ones we want to purchase. Other times I will just find stories that I think would interest my kids, and then I will pick them that way. But I always use this as a guide. And here's the lesson planner. And then some notes pages and shopping lists. And then here is the table of contents for this unit. So here are the lessons in the So here are the lessons in this unit. So lesson 1, origins of government, types of government, Declaration of Independence, our first government, the Constitution, ratification, amendments, civil rights, the legislative branch, the executive branch, impeachment, the judicial branch, civil and criminal cases, elections, presidential elections, political parties, interest groups, media, state and local governments, and civic duty and last, civic duty and participation. And so this is what here, and so here is the start of lesson 1. And then you will notice, if you've seen any of my other look insides, this day to glance is just one single page. So it is a lot shorter than the day to glance pages that you will see in a regular unit, and that is because it is a mini unit. So all of the student notebooks are going to have less work pages. And I just wanted to show you, it is really unbiased in here. As you can see, it's just very factual when it's talking about Democrats, Republicans, and like what their symbol is, their color, their website. So all of the information for at least these two sides are represented. My only wish is that it was more. I mean, more than just these two, so that I will add it in for my kids, but just to let them know that there are other political parties outside of Democrats and Republicans. And so then here's lesson 20, so we've come to the end. And there is the timeline. And I will add in the back of the student books, I believe, I can't remember if it was my teacher's guide or one of the student books, there were flashcards for the Founding Fathers, and I didn't include them in the book since I printed it myself. So I have already printed those out, laminated, and they are upstairs in the homeschool room, actually. So there you have it, guys. That is a look inside of the teacher's guide of the Gather Round Homeschool U.S. Government Unit. and the books that that my kids and I have selected to pair with this unit study. I think that teaching U.S. government, especially in our climate right now, is incredibly important. And we all as parents and adults lean a certain way, but I think the benefit in using a curriculum like Gather Round that has left it unbiased and factual helps you as a parent to also try to walk your kids through it and understanding what all of it means, but without adding in your own biases, because it's very important that we allow our kids to form their own opinions and be critical thinkers. Like, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to homeschool, is so that my kids could learn to be critical thinkers and think for themselves and to be knowledge seekers. And I would be doing them a disservice if I taught any form of U.S. government with my belief system attached to it, or with my my biases attached to it. So it's going to be a challenge, but I'm going to do the best that I can to teach this to them without adding in my opinions and my bias, so that my kids can be those free thinkers that I want them to be. Even if one day their opinion is formed that is different than mine, I'm still going to love them, just like I still love everyone today who thinks differently than I do, votes differently than I do, and that's important. Our God is not our political party. Our God is not our political people. Our God is bigger than our government, and our God is bigger than anyone who is in government. And so I think it's just important that we remember that at all times, God is first. And so with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did enjoy it, please go ahead and like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!